Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. You know, some manufacturers are giving up hope on selling cars. What's happening with them? For some others, they are still believing in the sports car segment. Hyundai is one of them. Back with the first generation of the Veloster, people were looking at this oddball, goofing looking car and saying to themselves, what is that? Guess what? It worked. Now for the second generation, Hyundai did a complete redesign to this car. New engine, new suspension, and they made us a promise that it's still going to be performant and fun to drive. That's what we're going to test this week at Car Question. Let's look at the exterior styling of that Veloster, and there's major difference. But I love the front end styling. This is the Hyundai typical grille that you're gonna find. Some addition of LED that you're gonna see everywhere. And when you look at the side of it, you've got some nice wheels. You've got also that little skirt, which is a different color. And by the way, this is a made gray that we have right here. Hyundai is offering you a lot of funky colors to add to the unique choice of that Veloster. When you get to the rear, really unique design with that dual exhaust pipe right there in the center. You've got also a diffuser with the turbo version. And if you're wondering where can I open the trunk, well, it's a little button right there under the wiper. When you get inside, you got a comfortable position. You've got nice design, a little bit of plastic though, but you've got also a complete multimedia system with a 7-inch screen. Depending on the option that you're going to choose, you will have the possibility to get GPS, navigation, XM satellite, and more. You've got decent space for the driver, and also in the passenger seat up front, you're going to see some material differences. When you get to the rear though, you've got still that unique door conception that Hyundai wanted to keep for the Veloster, which is making it its principal signature. So it's still a sport coupe, performance oriented. You've got many options that you can add. Passenger in the rear won't have a lot of space, but remember, it's still a sports coupe. Let's talk about the mechanical components. You have two engine choice. You've got the 2.0 liter engine, which is the same one that you're going to find in the Kona and in the lineup of Hyundai. So it's going to be good for 147 horsepower at 6,200 RPM, 132 pound-feet of torque at 4,500 RPM. It can be mated either to a regular 6-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual. Yes, Hyundai decided to save the manual. I know all of you guys out there are performance enthusiasts and you wouldn't want to drive a car without a stick, and I can clearly understand you. It adds a little bit of fun to the driving, and you've got that response, that sportiness that's going to give you real enjoyment. And that's going to be even better when you're going to go for the 1.6 liter engine, which is going to be able to give you 201 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 195 pound-foot of torque. It's going to be between 1,500 RPM and 4,500 RPM. And guess what? There's an overboost that you can enable, and you have simply to press the accelerator at over 95%, and it's going to give you 202 pound-feet of torque for as long as you keep it floored. So what Does that give you strong acceleration up to the 7,000 red line? Another choice of transmission with the 1.6-liter turbo, it's gonna be the double clutch 7-speed. And by the way, I'm not a fan of this transmission in a sport utility vehicle. You know, double clutch is made for performance cars, so sometime when you mated it to a sport utility vehicle with some off-road capability, off-road, you know, well, it doesn't handle very well. So in that little car, it's much more responsive. It's always ready for the next gear, and that's where it belongs. And it's much more fun than the previous version, and there's major change also made to the suspension of this vehicle. Remember, back in the previous version, you had a torsion bar, and now you've got an independent suspension. Yes, it's gonna share its major component with the Hyundai Elantra Sport. And by the way, this is a car also that handles really well. So they reuse all that technology and brought it in the Hyundai Veloster. And it's much more lighter than the previous version also. And you're going to be able to save just in the front 10 pounds, mainly because of its aluminum conception. And you've got a little drive mode button right here that you can switch between normal and sport, and it's going to change right there in the HUD display. It's going to give you a tach. You're going to see your revolution of the engine, and right there in the middle, you're going to see your speed. And if you need to change gear, also right there, it's showing me 3. It's all information that the driver wants when he's driving into performance mode. That's little cool things that I like. And by the way, suspension comfort, sometime with the potholes, well, it's a little bit harsh, but still, it's a performance car. Yep. Oh boy, did we have fun right here on the track, and this is where you're going to feel the major changes with this redesigned version of the Veloster. First of all, the performance package. If you like track, if you like to go on the slalom like this one, if you like performance, you must opt for this option. It's going to give you different wheels, but also Michelin Pilot Sport 4-tire, and they are a complete difference from the Nexen that you have with the base version of the Veloster. The 1.6-liter is really reactive on this kind of track, but one of the major components is your drive mode. It doesn't really show on the highway, but when you switch from normal to sports mode, you will instantly feel the difference. This little engine way more reactive. When you release the pedal, right there, you're in the curve, you smash on it, and there you go, it's going to be much more reactive. Also the direction, less assistance, a little bit heavier though, well calibrated for the track right here, but the major difference is all about electronics. You know, you've got that vectorial system that's going to give you a little braking depending on the curve to make it a better entry in it or a better exit, and that at full throttle. One thing that you should go for is the 1.6 turbo and the performance package, and the brake did hold. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that quick review of the new Veloster. I was still impressed with the performance and how Hyundai is keeping the segment strong with that car. Anyway, when I see a track, I need to go there. So remember, do a thumbs up, subscribe. The comment section is also down there below. And we'll see you another time on another video. Take care, guys. Whoop, parking brake.